Hello everybody, I'm at the Banya. Hopefully there's not too much background noise. I'm going to get right to the point. First, I wanted to draw everybody's attention to an article that was just released that talks about up to 90% of COVID-related deaths could be attributed to vitamin D deficiency. This is a peer-reviewed study. If you're interested in seeing it for yourself, text me. I'm going to attempt to link it to the bottom of this video. So if you look in the description, I'm going to attempt to put the PDF there. I don't know if I'll be able to or not, but I can send it via text if you want that. And so I encourage you to read it. It's compelling. As you know, going back March, April, May, and part of June, I did 2 separate 40-day challenges specifically talking about the immune system and doing things like breath work, nitric oxide. We went through a bunch of topics. Obviously, vitamin D was a huge, huge part of it. And it turns out that science is proving us right, everybody. I am so proud of my clients and what I've seen and the interactions I've been having with you guys in terms of what you're doing for yourselves. Taking your sleep more seriously, taking exercise seriously, taking your supplementation and your diet much more seriously, because sometimes, guys, things that seem so complicated can be so simple, because the body is actually meant to be healthy. But when you abuse it, when you break it down, when you don't sleep, when you drink too much, when you eat too much, you create a lot of oxidative stress. And that is what is going to hamper your immune system. So I digress. What we're really talking about here is the next 40-day challenge. So based on your feedback, you've asked me things like, Tom, can you kind of give us a day in the life of Tom for 40 days? You've asked me things like, we want to see you cook. We want to see you, your grocery shopping, meaning every time I grocery shop, what goes in my refrigerator, what goes in my pantry. You want to see the meals, so pictures of my meals. What is it like in terms of my nighttime routine? I talk a lot about sleep, so what is my bedroom setup? And I'm very meticulous. I think I shared in past videos, specifically in those 2 different sleep seminars, those of you that did the previous 40-day challenge, I spoke a lot about how 10 years ago I had a lot of trauma in my life. I had a lot of difficulty sleeping, and I had to employ a whole bunch of tricks and read a lot of books, do a lot of things, and experiment on myself in order to get proper sleep, because it was a nightmare for me, no pun intended, for a long time. So I will show you those things, and I will show you what works and why it works. I will talk about my supplements, my routine. I'm not necessarily expecting you guys to do what I do. I do things for a reason, but I'll talk about what I supplement with and why, because there needs to be a reason why, guys. You shouldn't just supplement with stuff just to supplement. But I'm on my feet all day. I train very hard 4 days a week, and my body requires certain things based on my genetics, my age, how much I train, and bottom line is because I want to be healthy. You guys asked about my workout schedule in terms of like how I split it up, and asked even for videos of my workouts. I don't know how much of that I can realistically do. I can show you certain things. I have done videos in the past where I've done techniques on things like kettlebell swings and pull-ups. I encourage you to look at those things, but I will do more of them this time around for people that wish to see that. So if you want it, I'm going to give it to you. You guys already have seen my morning routines in terms of meditation and breath work, the red light therapy, cold showers, things like that. Those are all still available on my YouTube channel. However, I'm not going to go through all of those things again, but I will take one day just to remind you guys, this is what I do, this is why I do it, this is how it works. We've been hearing more and more about the benefits, touting the benefits of nitric oxide and breath work, and you're going to continue to hear more. And by the way, guys, that vitamin D article that I'll share with you guys, there's actually more to it than just vitamin D. I promise you that. It's not in the article, but I will happily get into that in another video. I promise you that it's not just the D. There is something very specific to sunlight that I've hinted at to you guys many times in the past. that has a lot to do with nitric oxide production as well as other things. But we can talk about how we can reap those benefits as well. So it will be focused on sort of what I do. The only issue here, guys, is I just want everybody to keep in mind that I'm happy to talk about me. But the previous 40-day challenge was really about you. And it was really about what is happening in terms of when people diet. What's happening? Okay, what's happening is 95% of people put all of the weight back on and more when they diet. That's what's happening. What I'm a little disappointed about is nobody asked why or how that's happening. I talked about what's happening, and I talked about how to mitigate it. And I was very specific about that. But nobody asked about, how or why. And that's a little bit more of a complicated process. But what is happening is that people are not only getting heavier, they're actually losing muscle and putting on more fat as they get heavier. That 95% is putting on more fat and less muscle every time they sort of yo-yo diet. So what I decided to do this time around is also go into subtopics like exactly how and why that's happening, and shed some light there about to put further urgency on why this needs to be a lifestyle. It needs to be behavior-based lifestyle over time that can accommodate your life. And I'm not asking you to go run a marathon or climb a mountain. I'm just saying, all right, you can't do that, but can you do this? You can't do that, but can you do that? You won't begin this, but will you begin this? If you make small changes over the course of a lifetime, I assure you, you're going to become a much healthier person, and you're going to have a more vibrant, more abundant life in terms of energy and productivity. So that's sort of in a nutshell what I'm planning on doing in January, and I'll elaborate a little bit more. But I do plan on going into what I do, as a male with certain genetics, who's been doing this a long time, who does a lot of preparation, including things like where am I right now? Sauna, cold therapy, meditation, red light therapy. I do a lot of stuff. I'll talk about all of it. I'll talk about why. But guys, just because I do it doesn't mean that you can do it. I mean, I can't, just understand, like, more than half of my clients, I can't even get to warm up. So guys, at the end of the day, I'll show you what I do. I'm happy to share. I do it every day. And you can pick and choose what I do if you think that the benefits are worth it for you. They're worth it for me. So hopefully we'll have another great 40 days. I'm really proud of so many of you that have done well. I'm going to put shout outs and more newsletters coming up. But if you have questions, feel free to ask. But at the end of the day, I'm excited for the next go around, guys. So I'm going to offer everybody that has done the previous 40-day challenge, there was I think 43 of you, you're going to get 25% off. So it's normally $149, you'll get 25% off of that. Everybody else, it'll be $149. That 25% off will last until December 15th, so you're either in or out. So we'll start up the first week of January, get you guys through the holidays, and I'll be looking forward to crushing it with you guys one more time. Have a good day, everybody.